Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into a truly wild story, one that begins with this really vivid, unsettling image. A sprawling cattle ranch, nestled in a wide valley, snow-capped peaks looming, but there's this dark cloud hanging over it.
And not a storm cloud.
No, not a storm cloud, but the acrid stench of burnt wood from an arson attack. This is Carlisle Ranch, and the world of elite CEO Carolyn Carlisle is, well, about to be completely upended.
Yeah, our mission in this deep dive is really to unpack a complex situation. It kicks off with a stable fire, but it quickly escalates. High-stakes kidnapping, layers of deception, deep-seated family drama.
And some genuinely surprising revelations.
Absolutely.
We'll examine how expert federal agents approach a crisis like this, how unexpected clues can just sort of emerge from the chaos, and how personal relationships can be forged.
How fractured.
Fractured, yeah, and under such immense pressure. Our sources for this are incredibly detailed. It's like having a ground-level view of this crisis unfolding.
Right. You get the inner thoughts of the people involved, the tactical decisions from law enforcement. It really feels like a front-row seat to a fast-paced investigation.
Into the very human side of it all. Okay, so let's dive in. Carolyn Carlisle, she's this high-powered CEO in Denver. She gets the call.
From her brother, Dylan.
Yeah.
He finally tells her about a stable fire at their family ranch back in Colorado.
And she doesn't hesitate, right? Charters a chopper, rushes back without even changing. She's still in her business suit, teal silk blouse, high-heeled boots.
Imagine arriving like that. And the scene she finds is just stark. The blackened ruin of the North stable, that smell of burnt wood still hanging in the air.
And the sheriff's already thinking arson.
Exactly. Which immediately creates tension. Dylan, her brother, he's got this sort of good old Western stoicism thing going on. Tight-lipped, doesn't want her interfering.
Which sounds like a typical dynamic for them.
Apparently, yes. But this time it feels different, more volatile.
And it wasn't just between Carolyn and Dylan. His wife, Nicole, she's a large animal vet. She storms out of Dylan's office, clearly furious.
Yeah, Carolyn overhears angry voices. Turns out part of it was about Dylan missing Thanksgiving, but also a deeper fight about Nicole wanting to start a family.
On top of all that, there's already security at the ranch.
Yes, significant security. As Carolyn walks up, she's met by a cowboy with a rifle. Works for Longbridge Security.
So this isn't just about the fire, there was prior trouble.
Unmentioned trouble, yeah. Dylan hired private security before the arson, which is a pretty surprising fact right off the bat. It makes you wonder what else he's been hiding from Carolyn.
That existing security presence feels like a big red flag early on.
It really does. Suggests pre-existing vulnerabilities. Then Nicole decides to head off for a ride alone down by the creek.
Even though Carolyn has a bad feeling about it.
Right. And this is where things really take a dramatic turn. Kind of speaks to how those family tensions can accidentally create openings in these high-stress moments,
So Nicole isn't gone long when Carolyn hears at first a snap, then a volley of gunshots echoing across the valley.
Chilling sound.
And she just reacts. Grabs a brand new Glock 9mm from Lucas Mann, the ranch foreman.
The grizzled foreman, right?
Yeah. And in her high-heeled boots and now ripped skirt, she gets on Elvis, the horse, bareback, and rides across the field to find Nicole.
You have to picture that scene. This elite CEO, ripped suit, riding bareback, armed with a Glock. It's almost cinematic.
But it also shows that immediate, visceral response. All convention just goes out the window.
And she finds Jesse Longbridge, the bodyguard who'd followed Nicole. He's slumped over his horse, bleeding heavily, gunshot wounds.
Critical injuries.
Yeah, but even then, he manages to reveal the awful truth. Nicole was taken. 2 men.
And he says Dylan would pay a lot to get her back.
Confirming it's a kidnapping. That one detail, for a dying man basically, sets everything in motion.
Dylan arrives, and he is furious, ready to go after them himself.
Vigilante just.
Exactly. But Carolyn steps in. Shows incredible leadership, actually. She disarms her brother and his, posse of armed cowboys, insists no shootout.
And she calls the FBI. Immediately. Overriding Dylan, overriding the local tensions.
That's a really decisive move. Taking charge like that, calling in federal help despite the pressure, it's probably crucial in these situations.
Absolutely. It prevents things from escalating into something even worse. And that's when Special Agent J.D. Burke shows up.
Describe him for us.
He's tall, like 6'4", sandy brown hair, wearing jeans, a worn leather jacket, just has this immediate air of authority.
Which instantly clashes with Carolyn.
Oh, yeah. Their first interaction is classic. He asks, who's in charge? And then just casually tells her, we could use some coffee.
The coffee incident, I bet that went down well with the CEO.
Not well. She isn't very clear she's not fetching coffee. But, despite that initial friction, Burke quickly lays out the FBI's hostage negotiation strategy.
Okay, what's the approach?
Focus on proof of life, get confirmation Nicole is okay, and keep the kidnappers talking.
Why keep them talking? Just to trace the call?
That's a big part of it, yeah. Trace the call, but also gather clues, background noises, anything.
Yeah.
Every second they talk is potential intel.
What kind of intel? Like a dog barking?
Could be, or traffic, a train, specific birds, even how the voice echoes in a room. It helps build a profile, maybe pinpoint a location. And Burke is blunt about the stakes.
How so?
It reveals the survival rate for kidnap for ransom victims in the U.S. is, well, it's less than 40%.
Wow. Less than 40%? That's grim.
It really underscores the urgency. Their strategy isn't just tactical. It's based on that brutal reality. So the FBI sets up shop right there in the ranch house. Agent Carelli on electronics, profilers Smith and Silverman start interviewing everyone.
And it doesn't take long for the first call.
Nope. Barely set up. The first ransom call comes in. Whispered voice.
Yeah.
Demands $1 million by the next afternoon.
And the gracer.
Big breakthrough. Agent Corelli nails it. Traces the call to a secluded, unnamed road. That's their first solid lead. A testament to how quickly they can mobilize,
Okay, so they have a lead. Now Burke starts digging into motives, right?
Exactly. And it turns out those incidents Dylan called mischief.
The ones he didn't tell Carolyn about.
Those ones. Uprooted fence posts, irrigation damage, stolen equipment. Burke realizes it was deliberate sabotage. Dylan hit it all.
Which makes the investigation harder, I imagine.
Definitely. When you don't have the full picture.
Well done.
Anyway, this sabotage points to someone knowing the ranch well. And the list of potential enemies is long.
Who's on it?
Burke finds over 20 names with grudges. An oil company they denied access to. Competing ranchers struggling because the Carlisles are so successful.
Business rivals.
Yeah. And even a guy named Dutch Crenshaw owns a meatpacking plant. Carlisle's plans for a new humane slaughterhouse would hit his business hard.
So a lot of potential suspects driven by money or revenge.
It shows how success can create enemies, right? Even unintentionally. But the focus quickly narrows.
Who?
Sam Logan, Carolyn's ex-boyfriend.
Oh, okay. Personal connection?
Right. And he leads this survivalist group, the Sons of Freedom, or SOF. They're renting the neighboring ranch, the Circle M, from a guy named Nate Miller.
And the connection is?
Logan's got this strong anti-big business philosophy. Carlisle Ranch, being this big international corporation, is like the perfect target for his hate.
Makes sense. So Carolyn and Burke decide to pay him a visit.
They do. Head over to the SOF compound. Logan greets them with all this back-to-nature talk.
But the reality is different.
Completely. Their quote-unquote office is full of high-end tech. Computers, GPS mapping stuff. And his men are carrying some serious advanced weaponry. Not exactly roughing it.
That disconnect between ideology and reality is often telling, isn't it?
Very. And the atmosphere among the women there is unsettling. They're in these shapeless dresses, very quiet, almost like they have no will of their own.
Controlled.
Seems like it. Logan, being pretty misogynistic, tells Carolyn her place is in the kitchen. Division of labor, he calls it. Men talk business, women make lunch.
Charming. Gives you a glimpse into the group's dynamics.
Definitely. Control, isolation. But Carolyn, sharp as ever, sees this as a chance.
To gather intel from the inside.
Exactly. And it pays off big time. A pregnant woman, Sunny, secretly slips Carolyn a note. She's desperate to escape.
Wow. What does she reveal?
Huge things. She says another woman's sister, Barbara Ayers, didn't just disappear. Logan and another guy, Richter, murdered her.
Murdered her. Okay, this group is way more than just survivalists.
Oh, yeah. Sunny also confirms they're involved in criminal smuggling. Lucrative stuff. She mentions something called the Big D.
The Big D.
Yeah.
Okay, file that away. This sounds incredibly dangerous for Carolyn.
Extremely. The SOF guys are armed with automatic assault weapons, sniper rifles, and there's a massive stockpile of propane tanks at the compound. The whole place is volatile.
Like a powder keg. It highlights the risk she took going in there.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, they start getting proof-of-life messages from Nicole.
What form do they take?
First, a Polaroid photo.
Yeah.
Nicole looks
Yeah.
determined. She's smiling, holding a newspaper, and she's making hand gestures.
Gestures, like what?
A circle with one hand and M with the other.
Circle M Ranch, the SOF compound.
Bingo. A direct clue, hidden in plain sight.
Clever. What else?
Then a videotape arrives. Nicole's wearing a different blouse. Her voice is calm, Dylan calls it her don't panic voice, the one she uses with worried animal owners.
Her bedside manner.
Exactly. But there's one tiny crucial detail. Her wedding band. It's on the wrong hand.
The wrong hand. Why would she do that?
It's not just a mistake, it feels deliberate, like a message about her feelings, maybe about the marriage itself, as if she's signaling she doesn't want to be married anymore.
That's subtle but powerful. A nonverbal cue carrying huge weight.
It really is. And then another piece falls into place. Lucas Mann, the ranch foreman.
The one who gave Carolyn the Glock.
Yeah. He's identified as the inside man. Turns out Logan paid him to help with sabotage those harmless pranks, uprooting fences, damaging irrigation.
So Lucas unwittingly helped set the stage for the kidnapping.
Exactly. He didn't know the full plan, but his actions made the ranch vulnerable. And he bought a new Glock recently, traced back to money Logan likely paid him.
Just shows how small betrayals can lead to huge consequences. How's Dylan taking all this?
He's devastated, humiliated. He breaks down, tells Burke about this fight he and Nicole had right before she rode off.
About starting a family.
Yeah. They've been trying, but Nicole had internal injuries from a past horse accident, which complicated things. He's just broken, can't sleep, just wants her back.
It really hits home how these crises impact everyone, not just the direct victim, unravels everything.
Totally. And amidst all this chaos, something else is happening. A connection is forming between Carolyn and Burke.
Really? Between the CEO and the FBI agent?
Yeah. Shared trauma, high stakes. They have these intimate moments. Even make love in her brother's office.
Wow, that's intense. A stark contrast to the danger.
It is. And it challenges Carolyn's ideas about relationships, about her independence. It forges this deep, unexpected bond, shows how crisis can strip everything away and connect people.
So Burke has more info now. Does he have a plan?
He does. Operation Human Shield. The goal is twofold. Rescue the SOF women and children from the compound and arrest Logan at the same time. They'll use chopper surveillance, a tactical team.
What's Logan doing?
He knows the FBI's onto him now. He starts calling the ranch, denying he kidnapped Nicole, blaming Carolyn for Sonny's escape, making threats, revenge.
And what about the Big D, that smuggling operation?
He's planning that for Monday night. Suspected weapons, maybe drugs. It's the same night the ransom drop is supposed to happen.
Things are converging. Then the FBI moves on Logan.
They apprehend him. And his confession drops another bombshell.
What now?
He said he was double-crossed. Butch Thurgood and Pete Richter, two SOF guys with priors, they're the real kidnappers. They took Nicole to a cave for their own big score and just vanished.
So Logan wasn't even fully in control. His own men betrayed him.
Exactly. Shows the instability in these groups. Everyone's out for themselves. And then the really shocking part.
Go on.
Carolyn, unaware of Logan's confession, she's already arranged the $1 million ransom. She rushes off to deliver it, just like the kidnappers instructed, to Lorana.
Lorana, what's that?
A rock formation, shaped like a fat frog. She heads out there alone with the cash in a backpack, armed again. That bruise where she was shot earlier is probably reminding her of the danger.
This feels incredibly dangerous. She's walking into a trap, potentially.
Very dangerous. And then Lucas Mann shows up, the foreman. He's followed her.
Why? To stop her. Or help the kidnappers.
He confesses then. Admits Logan paid him for the pranks, but swears he knew nothing about the kidnapping. And he proves his loyalty. He tries to protect Carolyn from the kidnapper hiding up on Lorana.
A moment of redemption.
A powerful one, but it costs him.
What happens?
The kidnapper, Thurgood, or Richter, shoots Lucas. The shot spooks the cattle nearby. Hundreds of Angus cattle.
Oh, no. A stampede.
Massive stampede. And Carolyn gets caught right in the middle of it, clinging to a steer, trying not to get crushed. Utter chaos.
Terrifying. How did she get out?
Burke. He ignores the warnings, rides straight into the stampede, reaches down, and pulls her onto his horse, holds her safe.
Heroic. A profound act in that chaos.
Absolutely. Forged in fire, you could say.
Mm.
But the kidnapper uses the chaos.
Escapes.
With the money.
Escapes with $1 million. And Lucas, man, he's dead.
Tragic. So what's the final truth here? What actually happened with Nicole?
Okay, buckle up. This is the unbelievable part. Nicole. She arranged her own kidnapping.
What? She planned it?
Yeah.
With Thurgood and Richter?
Yes. She wanted out of her marriage. She used those proof-of-life clues, the Circle M signal, the ring on the wrong hand, that calm, don't panic voice. They were all coded messages.
To signal her location and her state of mind.
Exactly. She saw the kidnapping, bizarrely, as a blessing in disguise. Gave her time to think, to plan her exit.
Wow. That completely reframes her. Not a victim in the traditional sense.
Not at all. which makes Dylan's reaction even more understandable.
How does he handle that revelation? Utterly devastated, humiliated. Nicole gives him back the wedding ring, the inscription, "My Horizon." Now feeling like a cruel joke, he just calls off the investigation, tells the FBI she's leaving of her own accord.
The humiliation must be immense. What about Jesse Longbridge, the bodyguard?
He wakes up in the hospital 3 days later. He has no idea about Nicole's plan. He's still focused on his mission to protect her.
Still loyal, even after being shot for someone who betrayed that trust. That says a lot about duty.
It really does. But amidst all this wreckage, there is perhaps a silver lining.
Carolyn and Burke?
Yeah. The chaos, the shared trauma, it solidifies something between them. They declare their love for each other. Despite their different lives, different worlds, they find this profound connection.
Finding something real in the middle of absolute chaos.
Maybe the most surprising outcome of all.
Yeah.
So when we step back from this incredible story, what does it all mean for you listening?
Well, this deep dive really shows how something seemingly straightforward, like a ranch fire, can just ignite this chain reaction. It pulls back the curtain on deep family secrets, criminal operations.
And these incredible personal transformations, it's a powerful reminder of how appearances can be so deceiving, how truth often hides right there in plain sight.
Yeah, and how quickly that line can blur, right, between victim and perpetrator, ally and enemy. The truth reveals itself in layers, like peeling an onion, often with shocking clarity. Makes you think about trusting your instincts, doesn't it?
Definitely. And about the hidden lives of people around us.
So maybe the thought to leave you with is this. In a world where people build these careful facades, what small clues might you be missing in your own life?
How often does the real story turn out to be far more complex, maybe far more human than what you first assumed?
And maybe, just maybe, in the midst of chaos, finding a genuine connection, like Carolyn and Burke did, is the most surprising and the most lasting victory of all.